Da 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 ya do. Get all the things I wanna do. Talking about cock. Holy shit, dude. I tuned into Vox's like drunk stream yesterday, and he was like talking about fucking like sexual positions. He was like, yes, doggy style is so good. Like, man, think of all the positions you could do doggy style in. You could do it like here and here. It was going like into detail. I was like, what the fuck are you talking? What the fuck are you talking about? Why are you talking about that? What was that, dude? I didn't say anything because I was pretty uncomfortable. I was like, all right, I'm just gonna head out. I'm not gonna say hi. This is okay. I was just like, I went in there because I was gonna say like, hey, Vox, what's up? And then I heard him say that, and I was like, all right. What's your favorite position then? My favorite position? I like being on my computer chair playing League of Legends. Yes. I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't really want to talk about my favorite sexual positions randomly on a stream, you know. I think I'll talk about that when I get drunk. How about that, chat? That way, if I say anything that is weird, I can just blame it on the fact I was drunk. You don't have to, mister. Haha. Don't do things that make you uncomfortable. It's not that it makes me uncomfortable. It's that from the start, I feel like my community over time has definitely changed, right? And I don't want to make people watching uncomfortable. When I first started, I would say whatever the fuck, right? Anything sexual. Like, I still do make sexual jokes, but there's like a limit to where I go to, right? I'd say I pretty much stop at like the same limit every time. Whereas when I started, I was very unchained. Reason being is because there's a lot more people watching now. A lot more like newer people. I don't know. I don't want to make people uncomfortable. Like, what if you're just coming into a stream, right, after a hard day's work, and I'm like your comfort streamer, right? And then I'm talking about like fucking like the feeling of a fleshlight on my cock. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I don't do that. Like, I'm not. I don't know. I just feel like there's a time and a place for it, right? I wouldn't want people to not know what they're coming in for, right? Just like a fleshlight. Anyway, I think you viewers would be more shocked for the rice and mold stories and not for the lewd things said on stream. No, I would disagree. Because there's a difference, right? With the mold and, like, whatever stories. It's like, what the fuck? What? You did this? Oh my god. And you can laugh at me, right? You can laugh at me or, like, feel like, oh my god, what? He does this? But if it's, like, overly sexual for my streams, it's more like, oh, I'm a first-time viewer, and he's talking about, like, the feeling of of flesh around his cock, like, in detail. And that doesn't make you feel like, ah ha ha ha. That makes you feel like, oh. Okay. 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 I feel like that's a very different feeling to knowing about, like, the mold story or whatever. Define top. Top can mean multiple things, you know. Some people would classify me just like telling them what to do as being a top. And some people would classify being a top as like being ordered to sexually do things. Some people would classify a top as you like standing up for people. You know, there's a lot of different ways. How do you define a top? I feel like these type of like classifications don't really mean much, because just because that, let's say you're a top for like being sexually, right? That doesn't mean that in your everyday life you act like one. You know what I mean? Like, that doesn't mean that while you're talking or whatever you have to always be like daddy dom or some shit, right? The same as if you're an actual bottom, right? That doesn't mean that you're always like... Sorry, I'm not doing a Shoto impression, by the way. But, like, it doesn't mean you're always like... okay, master. Okay. Like, okay, that's just what I imagine a bottom to sound like, alright? But that doesn't mean you always sound like that, right? Stop giving me super chats, you fucking idiot! What are you fucking doing? Stop giving me super chats, for fuck's sake! Listen here, listen fucking closely. You give me one more rainbow super, and I'm going to fucking pull down your underwear, and I'm gonna slap your fucking ass. You hear me? I'm gonna slap your ass like 20 fucking times. I'm gonna leave it so fucking red. So don't give me any more fucking rainbows, okay? You stupid dumb bitch. Listen, I've told you this like 15 times now. Come on, you dumbass. There. I shouted. Is that top? Does that mean being a top? Does being a top mean I have to fucking shout at you and say that I'm gonna touch you? I feel like the most top thing to do is to not act like a top. It goes both ways with being a top and a bottom. If you're actually like a top or a bottom, right? I don't think you would publicly act like that, right? You would save that for the bedroom. You know what I mean? Like, you'd save that for actually doing stuff with someone. You wouldn't, like... I don't know. That's just how I see it. Look at Shoto. Shoto on surface is like the biggest bottom you could think of, right? From on surface, on streaming level. But that doesn't mean he's always like that, you know? Like, you can't really dictate how someone is actually like off stream and in like a scenario where it's like sexual, right? Because Shoto could be like the biggest top you've ever fucking seen and you have no idea, right? He could be. But people just assume he's not because he like plays the role, right? On stream. You know what I mean? Like, he caters to that role. Right? But that doesn't mean he's like that. Like, when he's like one-on-one with someone, he could be completely different, you know? What are you I told you I'm a switch, bro. I told you I'm a switch. Everyone knows I'm a switch. I like to cater to whatever someone likes, you know? I feel like that's more fun. Oh, crying every day is such a waste. I'll cast a spell on you, give you a taste.